What if AI could link every mind or tear them apart? Welcome to Korzhan 2089, a war-torn wasteland where the integrated rule with hive-mind precision and the non-integrated fight back with steel giants. One man, Darien Voss, hunts lost U.S. weapons, old hard drives that could end the war or break the world. Stick around for a sci-fi epic of survival and secrets. Hit like and subscribe, because the fragments are calling. The Fractured Signal. Part 1. In 2089, Korzhan was a graveyard of ideals, its cities reduced to rubble under a sky thick with drone hums and ash. Decades ago, in 2025, AI promised unity. China embraced it, integrating minds into a seamless network of thought, a hive mind that spoke in real time across continents. The United States resisted, fearing the loss of self, and built towering robots instead, hulking machines of steel and plasma that matched the integrated's speed with raw power. The world split. Integrated nations wielded coordination like a blade, while non-integrated ones countered with brute force and ingenuity. Korzhan, caught between, became a crucible, its people torn between joining the network or forging their own path, their land a battlefield for those who'd already chosen. The war's roots traced back to Echo Nexus, a massive U.S. AI data center buried in the 2050s. Built to rival China's integration, it housed Echo Code, a program to shatter neural implants, a desperate shield against the hive mind's spread. When China's influence loomed, the U.S. raised it, scattering its hard drives across Korzhan's wastes rather than risk integration. The drives lay dormant, old relics of magnetic tape and circuitry, until the war unearthed their legend. Integrated militias sought them to secure dominance. Non-integrated scavengers hunted them to level the field. Even fragments of the code could disrupt the integrated, glitching minds, sowing chaos. Korzhan streets bore the scars, shattered bunkers, twisted robot husks, and the faint hum of unseen networks. Families hid in ruins, torn between factions, while drones patrolled above, their red eyes unblinking. In this fractured land, the past whispered through the drives, a signal that could end the war or break the world anew. Darien's hunt. Darien Voss crouched behind a shattered wall in Korzhan's eastern sprawl, the red sky bleeding through gaps in the ruins above. At 34, he carried the weight of a decade scavenging these wastes, his UV-scarred skin taut over lean muscle, his dark hair streaked with dust. In his left hand, he gripped an old Leatherman multi-tool, its worn steel a relic from his father, Torin, who'd died in a robot factory collapse. Darien's right hand rested on Talon's hull, a hulking, 6-foot robot patched together from U.S. military scraps, its multi-jointed arms bristling with a plasma cannon and a claw that could crush steel. Talon's optics flickered, a glitchy hum underscoring its dry, synthetic voice. Perimeter clear. For now. Darien exhaled, peering through the rubble. Echo Nexus's hard drives were out there, buried in a bunker if the rumors held. He'd heard whispers from traders, old U.S. code, lethal to China's integrated hive mind, locked in those drives. His sister, Mara, had died screaming when an implant fried her brain. Darien rejected integration ever since. If the code could stop China's spread, he'd find it, even if Korzhan's war swallowed him whole. A rustle snapped him alert. Talon pivoted, cannon whirring as a figure darted from the shadows, small, quick, a scavenger's pack clinking. "Drop it," Darien barked, leveling a salvaged pistol. The figure froze, hands up, a girl, 19, with cropped black hair and sharp, wary eyes under a hood. "Easy, gearhead," she said, voice steady. "I'm not integrated. Name's Rhea Kale. Saw your bot from the ridge. Figured you're hunting the same thing I am. Darien lowered the gun slightly, sizing her up. The drives? Rhea nodded, easing her pack down. My brother, Joran, went missing chasing that legend. Last ping was near the old comms tower. Said it's a bunker, guarded. You're non-integrated, right? We could split it. Talon's optics narrowed. Probability of betrayal, 47%. Suggest caution. Darien smirked faintly. Talon's paranoid, but he's not wrong. Why trust you? Rhea pulled a cracked data shard from her pack. U.S. military insignia glinted faintly. Found this on a robot wreck. Joran's tag was with it. I'm not here to screw you. I want answers. Darien studied the shard, his leatherman tapping his thigh. A habit when he thought. The wreck could be U.S. tech, tied to Echo Nexus. All right, he said finally. You scout, I cover. Talon's got firepower. But you pull anything, you're drone bait. Rhea grinned, a flicker of relief breaking her guard. Deal. Towers 2 clicks east. Integrated militias thick there. Drones, too. Darien rose, Talon clanking beside him. Then we move fast. Stay low. They slipped through the ruins, Korzhan's silence broken by distant plasma bursts and the hum of drones overhead. Rhea darted ahead, her scavenger's grace weaving past debris. Darien followed, Talon's heavy steps a steady rhythm. The comms tower loomed, a skeletal spire against the red sky, its base a bunker half buried in sand. Darien's gut tightened. The drives were close, but so was trouble. A faint harmonic buzz prickled the air. Integrated scouts. Maybe Lin Mara's crew. He clutched the leatherman, its weight a tether to a world before this one, and signaled Rhea to halt. The hunt was on. First clash. The comms tower loomed over Korzhan's eastern wastes, its skeletal frame piercing the red sky like a forgotten sentinel. Darien Voss led Rhea and Talon through the ruins, the air thick with dust and the faint buzz of integrated harmonics. A sound that set his teeth on edge. He tightened his grip on the old Leatherman multi-tool, its worn steel a grounding weight against the chaos ahead. Talon's optics swept the perimeter, plasma cannon humming softly, while Rhea crouched beside a toppled wall, her scavenger's eyes scanning for movement. Too quiet, Rhea muttered, pulling her hood tighter. Integrated, don't sit still. Darien nodded, his pistol ready. They're here. Stay sharp. A shriek split the silence. 3 drones swooped from the tower's shadow, their red sensors flaring. Before Darien could react, a squad of integrated militia emerged, their movements eerily synced, rifles glinting with neural-linked precision. At their head stood Lin Mara, her presence a cold ripple in the air. 29, lithe and unyielding, her black hair framed a face marked by faint implant scars. Her voice carried an AI harmonic, chillingly calm. You're late, scavengers. The drives are mine. Talon fired first, a plasma bolt searing the ground as the militia scattered. Darien dove behind a slab, returning fire, while Rhea lobbed a scavenged EMP grenade. 2 drones sputtered and crashed. Lin's eyes narrowed, her head tilting as if listening to 1,000 voices. Predictable, she said, and the militia reformed, their shots a coordinated barrage. Fall back, Darien shouted, but Talon held ground, claw ripping a drone from the air. The robot's glitchy voice crackled. Engaging. Survival odds, 62%. Rhea yanked Darien's arm. We're pinned. There's a bunker east. They bolted, Talon covering their retreat with a plasma volley. The bunker's entrance gaped, a rusted hatch half buried in sand, its edges scorched from past battles. Darien kicked it open, shoving Rhea inside as Talon's bulk squeezed through. Lin's militia closed in, their harmonic buzz growing louder, but a figure lunged from the dark, wild-eyed, gray-haired, brandishing a pulse rifle. "Get down!" the man barked, firing a burst that drove the militia back. Darien raised his pistol, but the stranger lowered his weapon. "I'm Korzhan Tell. You're after the drives, aren't you?" Rhea glared, catching her breath. "Who's this nut?" Korzhan's laugh was brittle. "A defector. Integrated once. Cut the implants out myself. I know what's in that bunker." At 45, he was gaunt, his face etched with scars from a past he wouldn't name. Echo Nexus drives, U.S. code to fry the hive-mind. Lin's here to claim it. Darien's gut twisted. Fry how? Korzhan's eyes darkened. One pulse could glitch every integrated in Korzhan. Kill some, maybe. I helped bury it when we torched the Nexus. Thought it'd stay dead. Talon's optics whirred. Strategic value, high. Risk, catastrophic. Lin's voice echoed outside, amplified by drones. "Surrender the defector and the cash, or I raise this sector." Her militia regrouped, their steps a synchronized drumbeat. Rhea cursed. "She's not bluffing. My brother died in a purge like that." Darien clutched the leather man, its blades a silent vow. "We're not surrendering. Korzhan, how do we get in?" Korzhan pointed to a tunnel beyond the hatch. "Old maintenance shaft leads to the cache, but Lin's fast. She'll cut us off." Darien met Rhea's gaze, then Talon's flickering optics. "Then we beat her to it." "Move!" They plunged into the tunnel, the harmonic buzz fading behind them, replaced by the drip of water and the weight of a choice Darien couldn't unmake. The cache. The tunnel twisted beneath Korzhan's wastes, its walls slick with damp rot and etched with faded U.S. military markings. Darien led the way, his boots echoing in the narrow shaft, the old leatherman multi-tool, a steady weight in his pocket. Talon's bulk scraped the sides, optics casting a faint glow, while Rhea followed, her breath quick and sharp. Korzhan Tell brought up the rear, his pulse rifle slung low, his eyes darting as if the shadows held ghosts of his integrated past. Above, Lin Mara's harmonic buzz faded, but her threat lingered, a blade poised over the sector. The shaft opened into a cavernous bunker, its air thick with the hum of ancient machinery. At its center sat the cache, a stack of cracked hard drives, their magnetic casings dulled by decades, wired into a jury-rigged console glowing with faint blue light. Dust swirled around them, disturbed by their steps, and Darien's gut tightened. These weren't just relics. They pulsed with something alive. Korzhan approached, his voice low. "Echo Nexus drives, built to kill the hive-mind, disrupt implants with a single burst. We torched the data center to keep it from China, but these survived." Rhea knelt by the console, brushing dirt from a drive. "Jorin was here. I recognize his scratches." She traced a jagged mark, her face hardening. He knew what this was. Darien's jaw clenched. A weapon against integration. Why's Lin after it? Korzhan's laugh was bitter. She doesn't want to destroy it. She wants to reverse it. Turn the code against your robots, make you obsolete. Integrated don't share power. Talon's optics flickered, voice glitching. Analysis. Code integrity, 73%. Activation, risk. Network cascade failure. Darien shot it a look. English Talon. Trigger it. And every integrated in Korzhan glitches. Some die, but it's unstable. Could backfire. Rhea stood, eyes blazing. Then we use it. Lin's militias slaughtering villages. My brother died stopping that. Darien hesitated, the leather man's weight a tether to his father's warnings. Tech's a tool. not a god. Korzhan, what's the catch? Koran's gaze dropped. I ran it once. Test burst years back. Killed a squad, but the echo lingered. Fragments got out. Messed with my implant till I cut it out. It's not clean. It spreads. A thud shook the bunker. Lin's drones breached the tunnel, their red sensors piercing the dark. Her voice crackled through a hacked calm. You can't hide the cache, Fox. Give it up, or this sector burns. Villagers first. Rhea spun, fists clenched. She's bluffing. She's not, Korzhan snapped. I've seen her purge, hundreds dead in a night. Darien's mind raced. The drives could stop Lin, glitch her militia, save the village, but Korzhan's words gnawed at him. Fragments, echoes. His sister's screams flashed back. Integration's cost wasn't abstract. He grabbed a drive, its hum buzzing through his glove. Talon, scan it. The robot's claw whirred, optics pulsing. Code fragments detected, self-replicating. Activation could fragment further, broadcast beyond target zone. Unknown vector. Darien froze. Beyond Korzhan? The code wasn't just a weapon. It was a virus, old U.S. desperation encoded to rip through integrated minds. Lin wanted it to dominate. He could use it to save. But at what cost? The bunker trembled again, drones clawing closer, and Lin's voice cut sharper. Time's up. Rhea grabbed his arm. Darien, we can't let her win. Korzhan shook his head. You trigger that, and the echo won't stop. Not here, not anywhere. Darien's hand hovered over the console, the Leatherman a cold anchor in his pocket. Lin's militia was seconds away. Village lives hung in the balance. But so did something bigger. He had to choose, and the drives hummed louder, as if daring him to decide. The choice. The bunker's walls shuddered as Lin Mara's drones tore through the tunnel, their red sensors slashing the dark like predator eyes. Darien stood over the cache, the cracked hard drives humming beneath his hand, their blue glow pulsing faster, almost alive. His old Leatherman multi-tool weighed heavy in his pocket, a silent echo of his father's voice. Fix what you can, son. But this wasn't fixing. Rhea's glare burned into him, her voice sharp. Darien, do it. Lin's militia's seconds away. Korzhan Tell gripped his rifle, eyes wild. You can't. She'll burn the village either way. Talon's optics flickered, its claw poised. Decision required. Time, 8 seconds. Lin's voice sliced through the comms, harmonic and cold. Last chance, Fox. The drives or I bury you all. Outside, the buzz swelled, her integrated squad closing in, their synced steps a drumbeat of doom. Darien's mind churned. The Echo Nexus code could glitch Lin's hive-mind, save the village. Hundreds of lives, mixed folk like Rhea's brother. But Korzhan's warning rang louder. Fragments spreading, a virus beyond Korzhan. His sister's death flashed, integration's price in blood. He couldn't risk that chaos again. Talon, he rasped. Options. Detonate, 73% militia disablement, 19% fragment dispersion. Destroy, 0% activation, 100% containment breach. Talon's voice glitched. Choice, yours. Rhea lunged for the console. We can't lose this. Darien grabbed her wrist, his grip iron. We won't, but not like this. A drone crashed through the ceiling, debris raining as plasma fire scorched the walls. Lin stepped into the light, lithe, her implant scars glinting, her gaze unyielding. You're out of time, she said, rifle raised. Her squad fanned out, a perfect net. Darien's decision snapped into place. He ripped the Leatherman from his pocket, its blade flashing as he drove it into the console's core. Sparks flew, the hum spiking to a shriek. Talon, cover us! The robot's cannon roared, blasting drones as Darien smashed drive after drive, crunching metal, shattering circuits. The blue glow died, replaced by a crackling burst that shook the bunker. Lin staggered, her harmonic voice fracturing, static ripping through her implant. Her militia faltered, some clutching heads, others firing wild. "No!" she screamed, lunging forward, but Korzhan tackled her, pinning her down. "It's done," he snarled. The air pulsed, faint, erratic signals escaping the wreckage, fragments of the echo code scattering into Korzhan's networks. Darien froze, the Leatherman dripping dust. He'd stopped Lin, saved the village, but at a cost he couldn't see. Rhea pulled free, staring at the ruin. "What did you do?" Korzhan released Lin, who scrambled up, her composure cracked. "You idiot!" she hissed, voice trembling with static. "You've woken it." She retreated, her militia stumbling after, drones crashing in their wake. Talon's optics dimmed. Fragments detected. Broadcasting. Unknown effect. Darien's chest tightened. The village was safe, Lin's threat broken. But the fragments hummed in the air, a ghost he couldn't kill. Korzhan met his gaze, grim. "The echo's out there now. Hope you're ready for what's next." They climbed from the bunker, the red sky darker, the harmonic buzz replaced by an eerie silence. Rhea clutched her brother's data shard, eyes hard. "We won, right?" Darien didn't answer, the Leatherman cold in his hand. He'd chosen survival over chaos, but the fragments whispered a war far from over. Lin's parting glare lingered. Her network felt it too. Something was coming. Did Darien's choice save Korzhan or doom it? The fragments are spreading and the war's just begun. Hit that like button if you're rooting for the non-integrated and subscribe to catch part 2. Will Lin strike back or will the fractured rise? Drop a comment. What's your bet on the signal's next move? Stay tuned, the echo's only getting louder.